Hey guys, Jason here with Evil Duelist. Just want to make another video because just this past weekend there was it's kind of like it's a Louisville monthly, you could say. The shop through the decades, they do all kinds of tournaments every weekend, and they do retro formats as well. So they did an Edison tournament, and there was 40. I think there was 45 players. It's not huge, but it's a pretty big event for Edison. So, and it's real close by me. So, me and the Evil Duelists, we usually go to these. But I actually got first place at this one. This is the first time I've gotten first place, so that's pretty cool. Got this Ulti Silverwind first edition, which is pretty nice, and a box, the Rarity Collection too, so pretty cool. And I played the Hero Frogs again. I ended up tweaking a few cards in my main deck since the Ohio tournament, the RRC. Changed a few cards and in the main, and in the side there's a decent amount of changes, and I'll go over them all, but I'm gonna go through the main deck fairly quickly, other than the changes that I made this time, since it's pretty much almost the same deck list as before. So yeah, it was the Hero Frogs. So, you know, triple, double, the uni, and then I know last time I was talking about that was my first tournament running this card, and yeah, this tournament, this card was way more. I utilized this card way more this tournament, and I feel like I also learned a little bit about side decking, my side decking strategy, because oftentimes I would take out like 1-for-1 in this, even against a good trap deck, because, like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm not really gonna get a lot of opportunities to combo off, so to speak. But the reality is, in the grind games, you're gonna want this card. This card comes up all the time in grind games, because you're gonna possibly draw your dupe, set your dupe, or you're gonna get a sub off, maybe like a short sub play. And either way, you want this always as a threat in the deck. And it was like halfway through the tournament, because I was siding it out, like halfway through the tournament, I was just thinking, you know what, I'm gonna keep it in. I'll side out the 1-for-1 still, but keep the Unifrog in. And it was good. It was great once I started doing that for games 2 and 3. So yeah, definitely happy I kept with the Unifrog, and yeah, I'll definitely be keeping it going forward. So the heroes, same as last time, you know, they're all really good. And then did the triple Caius, 1 Ryza, 1 Vanity's Fiend. So I was running the double Ryza, took it out. I was trying different stuff between last tournament and this, and I tried like double Vanity, no Ryza. I tried 1-and-1. I tried double Ryza some more, but at the end of the day, I did not want to be playing Soul Exchange, so I didn't want to play too many. 5, I think, is a really good number for. It's just like a solid number. Like sometimes, some rare times, you're gonna be slightly bricked on them, but not too often, and most of the time you're gonna want to draw them. And I like the 1 Vanity's Fiend. So my buddy Kyle we usually run similar decks, and this was something that he was suggesting, so I did try it, because honestly I didn't really have a lot of time to sleep before, so I was kind of just didn't have like the last minute changes in mind. So, but yeah, he was talking about the Vanity's Fiend, and that was good. It was good. I liked the one of it. Sometimes it was bad, but when it was bad, there wasn't many other cards it could have been to be good, from what I remember. And when it was good, it was really good. So I was happy with that lineup. And the Gores. Then did the double junk again. The two, so my thoughts on it have changed, like my perspective, but end result coming to the same conclusion with two. So before I was like, sometimes game ones you'll end up having a second junk, and you can really seal the game. But really, because I didn't draw two junk at all during the tournament this time, but just the possibility of drawing drawing the one junk of the two, like you have a higher chance to get the two, or to get one of them when you play two. So that's, I felt like that was what made it important, like just like the easier access, not necessarily actually ever resolving two, but you do. I did feel like you do want to draw this card game one, because it's just a nice little addition, different kind of interaction for them to deal with that they may not be, before siding, they may not be able to anticipate. But I don't know. I always sided one out. That's one. I was thinking about a card that I may talk about later. I might forget though, dude. There's no telling. But one might come out. And then the last monster I played was Breaker. So the Breaker, I've seen it start to gain popularity. Like, you know, I don't play Dueling Book or anything, but I do watch like YouTube, you know, gameplay, whether it's Dueling Book or in person, etc. I've noticed Breaker's picking up some speed, and I thought that I decided to try it mainly because a lot of the evil duelists was lately they've been playing a lot of trap decks, so I was like, you know what, let me try Breaker. Didn't really get a lot of testing with it, to be honest, but the theory in my mind was still there. Like, it's like a really nice card. It's a nice normal, it's like junk, you know, it's like very strong when you have access to swaps, when you have access to swap bouncing. Like both of these are really good. So that's another reason why I could cut the one, because I still have another really good normal summon like that with Breaker. But, you know, I don't know, we'll see. But the Breaker itself was nuts, absolutely nuts. Basically every game I drew it, I want to say I might have lost one game that I drew this card, but every other game I won. I want to say, like, even you know, post side, yeah, he was real good. And he's one that I also put in because Louisville, where the tournament was at, a lot of times I feel like I played against a lot of Blackwings and Bayou, and this tournament that was the case. I think I played 3 of each in total. I might go over the rounds later briefly, but yeah, I liked the monster line for the most part. The junk is, you know, different things. Yep, so that's what I ran for the monsters. And for the spells, triple. Colrota, Brain, 1-for-1, Heavy, MST. So yeah, the spells, you know, pretty standard. It's just like there's no tech spells, like no real techs in the spell department or the traps. 1 for 1, I was kind of down on it, but it's one card that, like, game 1, giving you an additional push. And some matchups you would keep it in. A lot of times I side it out, but sometimes you keep it in and to give your deck some more speed. And it's just good. I like it. And I don't want to ever be playing a game where I'm bricking and I don't have this in my deck and I'm like, damn. Unless it's against like a bad matchup, like Blackwing value. But yeah, those were the spells. What was it? I think it was like 9. Yeah, 9 spells. I think, yeah. And then traps, same traps as before. Tried D prisons. I didn't really like. I don't know. I think game 1 frogs. What I like doing with the frogs game 1 is just having lots of options. For my summon, for my normal summon, and I can use my deck's natural grinding ability to like prolong games to where I can get value out of my normal summons. And I just thought that it was better to have like diversify my normal summon lineup than to buff my traps, because prison's good in some situations, but your normal summon is always good because it's your choice of your summon for that turn. So I don't know. Basic, pretty much. So yeah, that was the main deck, and then the extra deck. It's not too important, like, to really go over this, so I'm not gonna go over it too much. So I'll just go over what I changed. So the Chimera Tech, this was one my buddy Kyle was playing the Cybers in the side, and I was like, you know what, I'm having some trouble with because our other buddy Trent, another evil duelist, he's been playing freaking Machina Gadgets in it. He's been wrecking me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm putting in some Cyber Dragons. So basically, yeah, I did that. And let's see, I ran the Colossal. I missed the Thought Ruler. If I was to play Cyber Dragons again, like with this, I'd probably switch that for the Thought Ruler. But other than that, all that was fine. So yeah, that's the extra on the side. You know, like I said, we did the double Cybers. I didn't even. I'm trying to think. I think I sided them. I'm trying to think of what I sided them against. I can't even remember. I didn't draw it though. I didn't draw it, but yeah, not sure on those. Double Crow, went to double to fit some other stuff in. I do know that some people that go to this Louisville tournament, they play. I know a few that play Gigavice. Not many. I don't know many that play Frogo TK though. So I went down to 2. But I did end up playing a Frogo TK deck in the tournament. But that was the only deck that I would have wanted a third Crow that I played. So I was happy with 2. Then we did the one Kaiku again. Kaiku was good. It was surprisingly good in a matchup I'll talk about later. And then one more Vanity Fiend, one in the main, one in the side. That was another card I cut down because I don't know, I just wanted some tech choice, some more tech cards, and I also liked how I was building my deck with like with like one of Ryza, one of Vanity, one of Breaker type of thing to kind of just like diversify my options, and I really enjoyed that during the tournament. So yeah, those are the monsters I sided, and then I sided a Soul Release. That was another suggestion from Kyle. And like for a while, I've never really liked this card. I really just was like, yes, this is a good card against like Light Sworn stuff, but against other decks, I think Crow and Kaiku's better. But I went ahead and did it because I did cut down on the Crow, and I also did want the Light Sworn, another good card for Light Sworn, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just put it in. I didn't really test with it, but this card was nuts. This card was really good. Trying to think. I didn't even start sliding it in until later in the tournament because I want to say I slided it like in the last couple rounds and then every top 8 matchup. But yeah, this card was really good. Even against a smart frog player, which I did play. I played against a good frog player in top 8. And we both was only sending one Treeborn because I'm always afraid of a soul release game 2 and 3. And also, like, more common than that would be like a Kaiku, which is more, it's more common, but it's like soul release is also a card. Like most people, I'd say most people don't play it, but it is a card some people play along with a Kaiku. So I try to keep the one Treeborn engraved. So in the top 8 matchup, my opponent, we was both keeping Treeborn at 1 in the grave, and there was a point where he soul released me, and I had my own in my hand, and I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, that was a pretty strong soul release, even though it only hit 1 Treeborn. It was pretty strong because it set me back a turn, making me reset up my Treeborn. And so I actually learned, because it was a good play against me later on in the game. Like, I saved it and did the same play to him, set him back a turn, which was crucial. So I liked the 1. I did. Vortex. Yeah, never drew it. Oh no, I drew it. I drew it against the frogs. Vortexed them. Let's see. Yeah. Did the triple dust. I think I was doing the 2. Yeah, I was doing 2 at the last tournament, but went up to the triple because, like I said, again, mainly because those gadgets were messed me up. And, you can't go wrong with 3 back row removals. You're going to run into some decks that are way more trap heavier than others, and then you feel better with the 3rd one. So I would do these. In fact, all 7 of these traps, I sided them in a lot at the tournament. Like every Blackwing deck, I had to play one of my Evil Duelist teammates. I want to say it was round 3. Yeah, it was round 3. He plays GBs, so those 7 were great against him also. So, yep, that was the deck. Got first place, which I'm happy to say, and gonna give some shout outs. So there's a lot of cool guys. There's a lot of cool people that go to these tournaments. Like I said, they do these like once a month, maybe once every other month. But the community there is really nice, and everybody's cool. Shout out to the Evil Duelists, because they was there with me all day, pretty much. We didn't get home till like midnight, so shout outs to them. Patrick for driving, Kyle for driving me there, and also Kyle for the deck list advice on different things, and also all the homies that live in different cities than me. My long distance homies, Sket. He always cheers me on. He was cheering me on in Ohio, which I appreciated. And I had to play him in last round of Swiss at this tournament. And honestly, I'd probably say that was the most. I feel like that was the toughest. The first 2 games was like some of the toughest of the day. Game 1, I can't exactly honestly remember. I know it was very close and I snuck it out, I want to say. And then game 2, it was almost similar the other way around. Like, basically he rushed me down a little bit game 2, and I did reestablish and took control, but I was so low that almost any normal summon he had would win. And yeah, but game 3 was tough because it was like kind of I had all the right cards game 3, but the first 2 games were really really good. And he got freaking 9th, of course, got screwed, but that crap happened. So yeah, that's the deck. Got first place, which I haven't done before, so that's cool. I have gone to a lot of these tournaments. These are like the tournaments I go to, pretty much. If there's one, I live in southern Indiana. We live in Evansville, which that's where the Evil Duelist name comes from. So we usually go to stuff that's just nearby, like 3 hours. Normally, the Ohio tournament was like 6 hours away almost, and that's probably about my max on wanting to drive somewhere. So we like to go to tournaments within our area, and these are frequent, and they're very competitive, and there's good prizing, as you can see, and the store is amazing. Shout out Through the Decades again. Shout out to the Evil Duelist because everybody was there cheering for me, and shout out to Kyle too because some of his suggestions really worked out for me. Shout out to my boy Sket, my long distance friend. Sket, he was cheering for me even after Swiss. And he was cheering me on in Ohio also. So shout out to Sket. Shout out to all my opponents because everybody was very nice and respectful. Everybody was cool. The guy played in the finals, Jordan Blankenship. I know he's a real good player. A lot of these guys that go to these tournaments are very good. Honestly, I'm not just saying that either. Because my top 8 opponent, I know he's real good. Josh Kippenberg. So I know he's pretty good. And then the guy in top 4, Sean Throckmorton, he's a solid duelist. I've played him before, and his techs are very surprising. And I just had the right card for his tech this time. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah, next month is Hat, and usually they go every other month Edison, or maybe they'll do 2 Edisons, 3 in a row. But every time they do it, it's always great prizes and usually a good turnout. Usually there's between 40 and 90 people, like 40, 80, maybe 90 people. Like the first one I ever went to, there was 96 people. So they can get pretty big, and they're always going to be competitive. But yeah, so that's it, guys. Sorry about another long one. I'm a rambler. That's what my wife tells me. My stories never end. But let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and anything that you would like to see done differently, or even what kind of content you might enjoy. But I know my friend Patrick, he ordered a phone stand, and we're going to start doing some gameplay recordings and possible analysis. We'll just have to see, because the language can be crude sometimes. But peace.